Parents aren't perfect. They never have been. They never will be. And yet God has given us the opportunity, the responsibility to parent our children. Our highest goal in that is to love God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength. And out of our influence, our kids will begin to love God with all their heart, soul, mind, and strength. We create then an environment of grace here where in this environment of grace, we actually pull the door open and we say we want our kids to be God lovers. We're going to jump all the way into the grace of God. We're going to leave all the rules behind. And the reason we're going to do that is because we want to intrinsically motivate our kids to really love God and know God and follow God. And we want there to not be any filter between us and Him in terms of all those rules that oftentimes get kids really confused. Now, with that in mind, now we then say, okay, in this environment of grace where the door is open and we've jumped all the way in, now we say as a parent, it's not about rules, it's really about a relationship. And if it's about a relationship with my kids, then what do? I pray for them, I relate to them, I disciple them and their friends. And then along with that, then I begin to travel down the road through that prayer, that relationship, that discipling that I have with my kids. I begin to discipline them by setting speed limits for them in the areas where they need those speed limits so that we can develop internal control that later leads to removal of external controls. We want to move them from dependence to independence so that they can experience not only their own freedom, but freedom in Christ. Now, with that in mind, we come to this last point, and that is with these dynamic elements in place, okay? So we've sort of built these things into our family life, and we've kind of stacked them up, and we've put them there, and they're a part of what's going on in our family at this particular point in time. Then, when these dynamic elements are dominating our family life and our family structure, our family perspective, then Proverbs 22 becomes a promise that we can count on. We've heard that promise for years. There have been arguments about it for years. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. And we look around at kids that didn't do that. We're saying that promise isn't true. How could that possibly be true? Well, when you look at the verse, look at that verse in light of the things we said over these last sessions, it makes absolute sense. Train up a child. Train up a child. We can have confidence that if we have done these things, then we have trained them up. And if we train them up, then they will go in the way they should go. And what is the way they should go? Well, this word actually means their unique bent. Not that their behavior is always perfect, not that they always do everything right, not that they always make decisions like we want them to, but they are going the way that they are uniquely designed to go, following God's special and specific plan for their lives, the unique destiny that God has for them. And when they are older, they will not depart from it. In other words, when our kids have been raised to love God with all their hearts, the rules have been thrown out, the love of God and the grace of God has been the thing that's permeated their lives. When they've been prayed for, related to, discipled along with their friends, and then they've been properly disciplined, when we get to this point, it is so ingrained in them that there's no way they can walk out the door and not have a passion for Jesus. No way. Unless they just adamantly rebel and turn. That's possible. But when we have done these things, we have given them every opportunity. We have trained them up in the way they should go. And when they get to a point of making their own decisions, they will not depart from it. And even if they do, for a period of time, they will come back to it.